Okay, let's continue. So I was looking at the x distance. So right now it's kind of dictated by the ratio between of the doors and stuff and the ovals. But maybe we should just say that we space them evenly between x min and x max. That is one try. So then we want to change this distance between ovals to instead be dictated by whatever is remaining. Let's see, so we had that one, and now I want to try to do something like total width of the whole x thing minus these three oval widths that we have, and then divide that whatever remains with 2. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, not really what I intended. They were even closer together. So we have the total width. We'd remove 3 ovals, and then I thought that was correct. Clearly not. So maybe we need some printouts here. The door mid distance then is, let's see this one again. It's the total width minus 2 distance between ovals. And then divide that by 3. That should give us the door width, right? That's not really correct. So the door mid distance, what is that actually? So we have 2 of those. So we should reasonably divide something with 2, not 3. So the door mid distance, it's always one full door, of course, because that you have to. So it should be something like, let's recalculate this one as well. So we say that it's 2 times the door, or actually oval width, and then plus 1 distance between ovals. Shouldn't it be like that? No, that was too much. Okay, 2 of the oval widths. No, sorry, just 1 oval width, of course. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so now remove those previous ones. So now we're gonna have them evenly distributed within the min and max, but we can keep the min and max rectangle for now, just to make some sense. We want to add some more things. We had goats here as well. We want to have 3 goats. It's something like this. Let's see, self.goats, append a new bitmap, and then should we also calculate the goat width here? Why not? Goat height, let's see. I don't know, 0 point something times the door height maybe. And then we have the goat width. That one is dictated by what the goat looks like. So that one is 689 by 683. I always like to do floats, but right, so now we have those goaty thingies, goat height and goat width, and then that one is, I guess, called just goat.png. Okay, so let's just see what happens. Okay, the Z index should be, I don't know, we can put it at 9 maybe. No, I think it should be, this one should be even above the foreground. So it looks a bit small, that's something. So let's say it's 0.5. That makes more sense. If we look at the, actually we have it here. The idea was, yeah, that looks about right. So then it should be a little bit to the left. That is the X value that we have here. Minus, what should we measure it in goats maybe? Let's move it 0.15 goats to the left. That was a bit much. Something like that. That looks about right, but it's a bit too high, of course. So the Y value should be increased. Not 0.5 oval height, let's say 0.9. That was too much. 0.7. That looks about right. We can also zoom in here. Yeah, it looks, I mean, it looks good enough to me. It's kind of gone outside the door. That's the idea. It should look like it's outside the door. Whereas now we add the cars. 3 of them, of course, as well. So something similar to this one. And we have a car.png. And that one should go between the background and the foreground of the door. So we put the Z index to, let's say 8. And we can also, let's say we don't need to look at the goats now. We can put the opacity to 0. Because we will only reveal them, of course, as needed. Okay, so of course the car height and car width needs to be set. Uh, 0.4 times door height maybe. And then the car width is equal to car height times something. So let's look at the car. The dimensions are 818 by 628 by 628. So we'll use that instead for the car. Let's see what we have. But this one should not be displaced to the left, so we can remove that from the X thing. And 0.7, it looks about right. I had it even a little bit less there, I don't know. Something like that, I guess, was like the original. The idea is that it should look like it's a little bit behind, because obviously it should be bigger than the goat. It should probably be a little bit bigger actually also. But not really that big, because now it's going outside of the frame. So it has to be a little bit smaller. Now it's inside of the frame. Okay, that looks good enough. I had it a little bit higher. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, something like that was like the intended look. And these can also be hidden for now, let's say. let's say that we hide now also, because now we have done those things that should be within, so we can also hide the foreground background thing, which are for the open door. So now we should see the closed door. Yeah. And now we can add the ovals. So 3 different ovals. We have the oval, actually what did we call them? Dashed green and red. Okay. The oval height and width we have here already. So those are also, of course, bitmap, maybe close to the doors there. Okay, oval dashed, let's say. Oval dashed. Then what do we have? What do we have now? Now they're too small, of course, because they should be using oval width and height. Something like that. Yeah. I mean, we can see now it shows a little bit of the door outside the oval, which was not in the original here. Depends on how picky we should be, but the problem is I will also make the door smaller now if I fix that. But let's still depends. Maybe this looks absolutely good enough. I mean, one thing, I should make the doors bigger anyway, because it should be less distance above and below, at least to my eyes. So we can use, instead of 0.5, we can use 0.2 and 3.8 maybe. Now they will then go closer together, but that I think is okay actually. I think this looks okay. Yeah, let's go with that. We can of course change it later if we change our minds. So now we should just add those other 2 types of ovals. Green. Okay, the Z index should be above all the other things. And they will never be shown at the same time. But that looks okay. And then we have the oval red. Alright, but now we can also hide those from the beginning with opacity 0. Like so. Alright, nice. Now we have that one. Maybe we should continue then with the graphics. So what we want down here is to show the statistics. The idea was to have something like this. So yeah, this looks okay. Yeah, I forgot the badges as well, of course. So this should not be, these are 3 different ones. These can be created also just using the canvas, but yeah, they look like this. Label A, label B, label C. And these ones some of these I actually don't need to save on the class because I never do anything with them. So here we can just do a canvas new bitmap. And yeah, let's do, I don't know, let's calculate all the widths and stuff up here. So the label height is also, let's say it's relative to the door as well, but smaller. And we have label width is relative to the label height. And here again we check the actual graphics. So it's 352 by 352. Okay. I like to write that in anyway, just so we remember if we, or then that data is available here. So now we can use label width and label height. Label A first. Okay, where does it go right now? Let's see. Okay, I set opacity to 0. That's not so good right now. It should also have a high Z index, yeah. Okay, so it goes there. Because I'm using X as well, that's not so nice. But okay, we can do that for now. I'll keep it there. But it goes in the middle of the door, of course, so we need to move it up in Y. So Y should be, I don't know, maybe up there, almost. It should be a little bit bigger. Something like that. Yeah, maybe actually a little bit bigger even. Okay. And okay, and what does it look like with the ovals? You can try that out. Yeah, okay. So we add, I think that's good enough. Label B, and then index should be set to 1, and then label C, and then index should be set to 2. Okay, so there we have the graphics sorted. We can hide the red ovals again. Okay. What do we do now? Yeah, we should maybe show the statistics. So we want to show some headers. I guess it said strategies and then stay and switch. We can add those things. In the setup canvas here, we can add bottom area strategies. Okay, so we want to have a new text. We look at the graphics in the wiki again. New text. So it's something like this. Actually, we don't use all that. So text line center maybe. Doesn't really matter. Oh yeah. I'll copy that one. So we want to say strategies. I even forgot now. Strategies, yeah. And some kind of size here. maybe it's black text, and it should go here somewhere. So we have the division line at 4. Of course we could use variables for all this, but I mean we're not going to change it around, is my idea. So I'm not introducing variables for where, for example, the division line is now. No, sorry, x is equal to 0.3 and y is equal to, let's say, 5 for now. This one is too big, I guess. Let's see what it looks like. Maybe 0.4 even. Yeah, and then we move it up 4.4 maybe. A little bit to the left, because that should go to the left. And then we had stay and switch showing. Stay should go further to the left, so it's 20 wide, so it's 10, maybe 5. Here I think it's easier to use, I mean if we use what was it called, text align, text align center, then we get to say the center point instead. That's actually easier in this case. So I'll use text align center and x equals 5. Maybe that one should actually be a little bit bigger. And also it should have a rectangle around it. So it should go a little bit further down then to fit the rectangle. There's a lot of fiddling here, but let's say a little bit smaller text. A little bit further up. Okay, and now let's make a rectangle around it. I like to often copy new rectangle. Width and height. Black. And the same one here, x is 5 and y is 4.5. Okay, and should have an edge as well, otherwise it's gonna fill it. And we had a line width, I guess. But actually we should have a thin line as well. And it should be tighter around the word stay. Switch is actually a bit wider though, so maybe something like that. And then we do the switch one. That should be at 15x. See what that looks like. Stay and switch. Okay, now we have the strategies. And then we should show some percentage text there. Yeah. That one we should save, because we need to, these ones will be fixed, but the statistics text will actually change. So I think we're going to use something like, for the strategies, maybe use some constants. So strategy stay is 0. Strategy switch is 1. So this will be, we'll probably put some of these things in. Like this one we might put in self dot stat text, and then we do we add an initial text. Okay, I went to the wrong place. Down here. In the beginning you can say 0%, 0 out of 0, I guess. So it should be canvas new text. Black text, smaller than that for sure. No, okay, no, maybe a bit similar in size. X equals 5, or actually a bit more, I don't know, 7.5 plus x times 10. Okay, that was not correct. Now, of course, just to go a little bit to the right, but not that much. Maybe something like that. Okay, so now we have those things. Oh yeah, we're gonna have X's and check marks. I wonder if those should be maybe in the class, the doors instance class. Should probably add them there. Yeah, I think actually my camera, it has a tendency to overheat after a while, so I'm gonna take a break now and let the camera recoup.